Barrick is exploring the launch of a new IPO that would spin off its North American gold assets. The proposal would separate Barrick's prized North American operations in Nevada and the Dominican Republic from some of its riskier assets in Africa and Pakistan, which have weighed down its stock in recent years. Here to tell us more about this and get response is Martin Pradier, equity research analyst at Veritas Investment Research. Martin, thanks as always for joining us. I guess just an initial reaction to this, any surprise?
No, I mean, we have been hearing rumors. Actually, I asked the CEO at some dinner that analysts had, and he was not in favor of this. But obviously, I think things have changed. The Elliott management position is very large, and usually, they put pressure, and this is probably a response to that.
Is that the biggest thing then? Elliott, what do they own? I think they own
like a billion.
A billion, yes.
Somewhere like that. We don't know. The board has decided this. So, this is going to move forward. I don't know exactly how did play out. But obviously, when you have a very big active investor, that puts a lot of pressure on management. And the stock has not done well for a while. And that the separation might show a better valuation for the North American part, and that might help the stock overall.
And when they say they're exploring, does that mean that probably it's going to happen, or is it really just they're exploring and it may fall apart, there may not be anything?
I think it will happen. I mean, I don't know, but
but
I don't think you go out and put this kind of press release if you don't think there is a very high probability of this happening.
And fairly quickly, or will it take a while, do you think?
They said that we're going.
If it goes through,
they're going to update the market February 26th when they release the results. So I think it's it's fairly quickly. I mean, they're going to update you, and by the time they update you, it's probably they already have a plan of when this is starting trading and all that kind of stuff.
Is this really the only way they could go about it, was dividing it North American and world?
Probably. I mean, it's easier for the market value to value the North American assets higher if they are not with all the other assets, which have a much higher risk. So, yeah, I always thought that if they're going to divide, this was the kind of division that they will do, because that's where I think they can generate more value for shareholders.
And who will show interest in this? How do you see this unfolding? Who do you see the buyer, like people wanting to get in on this, on the new company?
Well, there are a lot of investors that would be interested in this. It's going to be a cleaner company. The only problem is the Nevada operations hasn't done well for the last 4 years. So for the last 4 years, the production was down 23% from 2020 to 2024. Costs were up 45%. You compare that, for instance, with Agnico, that cost only increased 13%. So they haven't done as well. So the priority for them is to fix Nevada, and then they can have more value. So this is probably a good way to start. But to really see the value of Barrick coming through, you have to be able to demonstrate that, Nevada is a fairly low-cost producer, as it was in the past, and it can grow.
And do you feel they can do that? Do you feel there's
yes,
everything's in place for that to unfold?
I think there will be more focus, and hopefully they can do it. For Mill, that is, the big project. If it happens, and it probably is going to happen, it's 2029, 2030, that will reduce the cost of production a lot because it's a much higher grade. So that will reduce the cost. And you'll see more of the impact now because you don't have the rest of the operations. So on a smaller overall entity, that lower cost will show itself better.
Now, what happens with the other operations? Where does it leave that?
I mean, Barrick will be still trading, so
Yeah.
you can buy the whole company.
But can you
They-
see
they
people
will
moving
still-
away from it, though, because it's now more high risk than when you had the North American operations?
I see them moving away, for instance, of Mali, where they had all these problems, and the rule of law is not very good. So if they were a buyer, I wouldn't be surprised if they move away. But the rest, they're probably going to keep it, I think.
But what about can you see investors shying away from Barrick if it's just the world operations, or will they?
Well, the way it's going to be structured is Barrick will still be trading and will still be owning the majority of this new IPO company. So the mothership is going to still be the Barrick that you know.
Yeah.
The only difference is now that you have a clear indication of what is the value of North America, and on top of that, the value of the rest. And if the value of North American rises a lot, people are going to assign more value to the overall Barrick. I think that's really what they're thinking.
And can you see Newmont maybe getting into this somehow?
Well, this is the part that Newmont would be interested. Certainly. I mean, Pueblo Viejo is a partnership, and Nevada is a partnership with Newmont. There were rumors that Newmont wanted to buy. If they were going to buy, they were probably going to just keep these assets and sort of discard the rest. So I could see them, but Barrick has control. I mean, they will IPO a minority position. They're not going to IPO the majority. So they will have control, and if they eventually reach a deal with Newmont, that's fine.
But I mean, if the offer is right, everything is for sale, though, isn't it? You think, or no?
Perhaps. That time will tell. I mean, it's true. This is more attractive for Newmont to buy this new company than to buy the whole Barrick and then having to sell all the other pieces that they don't really want.